All right, day one of the Retro Cup. This team is unbelievable. I have Furret, I have a Grumpig, and I have the secret weapon, Como O. Now let's get into the gameplay here. Furret beats him to a charge move, gets off a Trailblaze. Decent impact, okay? So, dragons are probably going to be prominent due to the fact that there's no fairy or steel. So, but I am able to work down that Kingdra with my Furret using one charge move. He comes in with the charge bug, and I have two charge moves ready to go against him. Back to back Swift, and he's going to farm down my Furret. And now it's time for Como O, the absolute beast of this cup. So underrated. I am double charged. Brick Break against the Slapper should do all right. Also, taking down his defensive stat. Okay, I'm going to use my final shield because I can get off another Brick Break, which will do super effective damage against this ice Pokemon. Now I bring in my Grumpig. Grumpig can eat one Sparkling Aria, so no problem at all. And now I have a full charge ready for Charge-a-Bug. Here's the Dynamic Punch. Not quite enough to take him down. Let's see if this discharge is enough to take him out. X Scissor will be super effective against him, but no match for Como O. All right, second matchup here. Furret versus this Talonflame. I'm going to charge. End up getting to a Swift. They look like they were a little delayed on the start there. So now I have another Swift ready to go. I'm going to use a shield here, protect against Brave Bird. And here is another Swift. He uses his second shield. He is in trouble now. And I could have taken that. I wasn't sure. Ultimately, I give it up. He brings in a Superior. Now I'm going to do my best to use these side waves to get down as much damage as possible against this Superior. Frenzy Plant is going to take me out. Now time for Como O coming in hot. Okay. He should be able to eat multiple throws, but the Aerial Ace is super effective. That is the one place you got to be careful. Okay. And I remember this game already. I got totally screwed. Okay, Dragon Claw used to take him out. Now comes in the Primeape. I swap. It was pretty dumb, and my game froze. I wasn't able to get off that Swift, and that is ultimately kind of why I lost. All right, next game. Okay. Here is Furret into a Feraligatr, Shadow Feraligatr. That is. I'm going to eat one Hydro Cannon. Gets to Charge-a-Bug. Now I have two full charge Swifts on Charge-a-Bug. I bring in Como O because this will not do any damage whatsoever. And now I'm going to farm as much as I can. So I eat two discharges here off of this Charge-a-Bug. Now I have two full charge attacks. I am killing him in the energy department. Dragon Claw down. Get one more hit for a full farm. And now comes in Feraligatr. Here is the Dragon Claw on the Feraligatr. Blocked. Now back to back charge Swifts. That's going to take care of business. First block. Second. Oh, he switches into his Drifblim. How is that even possible? Quick switch. Here we go. Swift yet again into this Drifblim. Very nice. Now, I do have a huge shield advantage, but those sucker punches doing serious damage. Como O one-handed takes him out. His Feraligatr will put mine to sleep, but ultimately two charges against a sliver of health on his Feraligatr. This is going to be a win for me. Very nice job. Two shield dub. So overall, I won 19 games with this 19 out of 25. So Golisopod, first lead here. I'm going to eat the first move. Let's see what he brings out. Aqua Jet, about half the health. Now I go into my Trailblaze, pump the attack stat, and use these sucker punches. I am going to shield. I want to get a full farm down, and then have a ton of energy to go. All right, here I actually am going to use this Trailblaze as it would be super effective into my Grumpig for those side wave damage against Tentacruel. He has Scald. That's going to do some damage, but no problem. Into a Shadow Ball here. Should be enough. Yes, takes him down. And I get a little extra energy there as well. Whiscash comes in. Can I get off a Dynamic Punch? I can. Here's the Dynamic Punch into... Oh, and it is blocked. He has no more shields. He is in trouble. Back into my Furret. I'm going to do my best to get into a Trailblaze. He does an outstanding catch with his Golisopod there. Boost the attack stat yet again. Now Sucker Punch. Okay, now this is the question. Do I go for that Trailblaze or not? No need. I have Como O who can lay the absolute work on this Whiscash. Here's yet another Dragon Claw, and that's going to take him out for the win. So another win there. Okay, terrible lead with Primeape coming out. First, I swap into my Grumpig. I do not go for the charged move, and he swaps, so luckily I was able to save that energy. Shadow Ball back to back against this Jumpluff. Okay, and we took off a huge chunk. So I'm going to let this go through. Now, no matter what, I could pretty much take him out. Acrobatics does some serious damage. I get off a Dynamic Punch. Will he shield? Will he eat it? Let's see. He eats it. Okay, so we're both even in the shield department. Get off another Dynamic Punch against this Credilli. That's going to be blocked. Very nice. Okay, on to the next. Como-O. Got that fighting move ready to go. I can eat. Now, he's going to nerf my attack stat, which stinks with Rock Tomb. He's going to do it back to back, which is really terrible. So I'm going to continue this farm. I do get it off. Okay, this is also going to lower his defense. Okay, almost enough. And then I quick swap into Furret. I do not use a shield. Rock Tomb will nerf my attack. One Trailblaze is all it will take for me to get that back. I have 2 shields against this Primeape. Close combat, nothing. And remember, close combat, hurts with the attack and defense of the Pokemon that uses it. So I opt to 2 shield this Furret and Sucker Punch as much as I possibly can. Can I get this off? Rage Fist, not enough. Swift. See you later. And that's going to be another win. So really, really nice start. Okay, this was a tough matchup. This team is pretty good. Galvantula here. I get the Swift. Okay, he's going to block. I'm going to leave it. Let's see how much this discharge is going to do. He opts for lunge to drop my attack stat. I have a Swift charged up. Now I swap into my Como-O. I do use the shield there, which was probably pretty unnecessary. Now I'm going to have to do my best to try and get as many Dragon Claws off as possible against this. Because remember that flying move is not good against Como-O. Okay. Now I'm going to use the second shield. This was a little ballsy, but I flip over into my Grumpig. Grumpig can eat 1 for sure. Energy Ball, good. Now I'm going to try my best to work this down. I am not able to work down the Galvantula. All that energy to waste. But I do have Furret. Furret goes into this Poliwrath here. Here's the first Trailblaze. Very effective, good. And now I bring back the Como-O quickly, trying to get off the charge move, and I don't get it. And that's going to be it. Okay, Furret into this Jumpluff. Okay, I'm using Trailblaze to boost the attack. Okay, and now we'll go Sucker Punch as much as possible. And ultimately get into those Swift acrobatics. Very strong. But remember, I don't have any real solid answer other than Grumpig right now with the Psywave, which is still not even that great. So he is ultimately going to take out my Furret, but now I have the charge move advantage against this Furret, and I can get into the Dynamic Punch. Now into Como-O. Nothing Ferret has is going to do substantial damage to my Como-O. He brings in Grumpig, Dragon Claw. Nice hit. There we go. We're coming again. Dragon Claw. So it's not even slow, and it's pretty bulky, and it's definitely strong. So Como-O, not many people talking about this. They actually have Hakamo-O ahead of it on PvPoke. Now I'm going for the full form. I have a ton of energy, back-to-back Dynamic Punches. Will this be enough to nuke this Ferret? 1 is good enough, and I can full farm down another win. Okay, Shadow Jumpluff. This one's going to get to moves faster, so I have to consider, is it worth going for the attack boost on Trailblaze? And in this case, I do end up doing that to boost the attack stat, and now I'm going to actually shield. Unlike last game, I let him go through. So here is the Swift. Should do decent with the attack bump. Okay, very nice. We're getting him very close, and I'm able to full farm him down with the Sucker Punches. Got a lot of energy. I did have to burn 1 shield, but that's okay. Aurorus comes in. I got back-to-back Swift moves against this Aurorus, who is seems to be a fan favorite. I think a lot of YouTubers are using him. I do not use the second Swift. I decide to go flip. Golisopod comes in. Como-O about to bring the noise to this Golisopod here. X-Scissor does nothing. I am racking up as much energy as possible. Here's Dragon Claw. Blocked. He has no shields left. Little does he know that Como-O is a monster. Okay? Here's Grumpig, working him all the way down. Okay, I do use my final shield, but I am fully prepared for a dynamic punch into this Aurorus. Glassy, see you later. And ultimately get the win again. It into a Stunfisk. Okay, now they bring in this Miltank. Miltank's kind of a pain in this, not gonna lie. Okay, I raise the attack stat. Okay, so I let this move through. Hopefully a body slam. Yes, it is a body slam. Now I can work my way. So here's where I should have shielded this. The Ice Beam took me really low. Here's my Swift. Okay. And he blocks the Swift. Okay, so obviously now he's going to waste that energy and take me down there. But Como-O comes in hot. I could start getting these energy ramped up here. Golisopod, oh man, what are you thinking? Dragon Claw, here we go. Half health, very good. You got one more in the tank. Okay, I do Opta Shield here, Aqua Jet. Now we're even in shields, and I'm going to full farm that Golisopod into this Stunfisk. Here is Dragon Claw. Not going to do too much, but I could switch over into my Grumpig, and, again, Mud Bomb not going to do too much damage there. All right, for a lead into an Oranguru, who, probably going to be used quite a bit, brings in his Quagsire. Mud Bomb, no problem. I do have charge moves up, and I know I want that Furret on the Oranguru, so I am able to quick swap, take the Mud Bomb, get off a dynamic punch against this Quagsire. Let's see what he opts to do. He lets it through. Okay, can I full farm? Not quite. I'm going to eat this last move. Is it enough? Not quite. I am able to get off to another move. Now here, I wasn't sure. Do I use Shadow Ball? Do I use Dynamic Punch? Probably Dynamic Punch, seeing as Shadow Ball did really nothing. Okay, and I'm able to get off a Trailblaze to boost the attack, and now I can really ramp this up using my first shield there. See you later. Very good. Okay, into a Skeledirge. Okay, there we go. Get one more. Yes, got two Swifts off right there. Beautiful. Okay, let's work them, work them, work them. Okay, and I was able to catch there. No catch, but he doesn't get his move off. What is this guy thinking? All right, he's got two shields, but one DT from Como is going to take him out. Nice win. Credilli is a pain in the butt too. So here is Grumpig against this Credilli. Going to do my best to get off a dynamic punch, but the problem with Credilli is ultimately that unfortunately you are going to take an attack stat nerf there. Okay, Dragon Ball. He lets the Dragon Ball through. I mean, Shadow Ball, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. All right, Shadow Ball takes him out. Beautiful. Okay, he brings in an Altaria. Altaria is going to be a pain because it is powerful dragon as well. So Como is going to take a beating from this as well. Sky Attack, no dice. Credilli comes back in. What am I going to do? Brick Break. Let's lower that defense here. Good. Now I couldn't get the quick swap off, so I am going to be forced to burn a shield. But Rock Tomb, that means that he's not going to be able to nerf my for right off the bat, or double nerf inside of this matchup here. Okay, and I'm chipping Swift into this Credilli. Let's see if it is enough. Oh yes, it gets him down. Very nice. So here's the problem. He's gonna use his, but I can't switch here. That is the main issue that I'm finding myself in. Do I get to this final Swift? He's going to block. I think I try and flip quick, and I am not able to get off the charge move. I should have just stayed in with Furret. Okay, and then obviously not quite enough, so that's going to be a loss. Okay, Corsola lead flips into his Altaria. Do I get payback on this Altaria? I'm going to block. I'm pretty sure I full farm this down and just have a load of energy. No, I use Dragon Claw. Oops, maybe a different fight. Takes him down, very nice. He does eat up about half my health. Corsola comes in, Dragon Claw gets it off, very nice. That's going to be a nice little chip. I'm going to do my best to chip as much as possible. Poliwrath takes out my Como. But I have Grumpig. Those sideways are really going to add up here. Do I shield? Do I not shield? I do shield. Icy Wind. Dang, I could have easily allowed that. The attack falls. Now I'm going with two dynamic punches. Nope, don't need them. Okay, throw it back into the Corsola, and this is going to be game. You ain't got nothing to take out this bad boy here. Although he does have the shields. So I'm going to try and get these two Swifts off just to make them burn these shields, so I can get Grumpig to take care of business there. Let's see. Okay, this is much closer than I want it to be. So a little sliver left. He's going to take out my Furret here, and then I need to ultimately get this move off, which I do, and that is going to be a dub. Very nice, Grumpig. Furret on Furret. Okay, this one, I already know this one gave me a problem because the lead, how I acted inside of this lead, not good. Okay, Trailblaze. I do shield. I should have just went at him with the sucker punches all the way, and I swap. So that Trailblaze attack boost was kind of all for nothing. Swift, nice shot, and then he's able to switch into it with the Clay Doll here. Dragon Claw, can I get two off? That's the real question here. And ultimately, I'm not able to do so. It's literally the worst way to go out. So I'm going to have to use the final shield on Furret here. Okay. And now I'm really working my best to try and, take him out before taking a charge move. I'm able to take care of business. I get to another Swift. And do I have two in the tank? Dragonite too fast. I'm not going to be able to get to the second Swift here. Yep. So here's Grumpig with a shield on this Dragonite. Grumpig is in some trouble. Okay. Um, so ultimately, that is going to take me down there. Okay. Charge a bug into a Furret. Okay. I'm not really too scared of this regardless. Okay. I'm able to charge into a Dusclops to boost my health. This is kind of a weird switch here. Not sure why this opponent would do this, but thank you. So anyways, now we're working this all the way down. I can take two fire punches. Very good. And now I have a ton of energy to deploy on whatever he brings in next, which is Talonflame. First Swift goes through. Very nice. Second Swift. Is he going to block it? I think he blocks it here. He does block. Now I bring in Grumpig with the Psywave. I'm going to call his bluff. He goes Flame Charge. I do not take that shield into a dynamic punch. He is going to block, and now I'm going to eat it. I'm going to shield. Como time, and here comes the wipe. Doesn't even get his charge move off. Now I go Brick Break. Let's lower his stats. Very good. Okay. Decrease in defense. I have two shields, and either way, anything Charge Bug has isn't going to necessarily do too much damage. So realistically, I could just farm this down, but I think I do use the charge move. Take no chances ever. Get the win in the Great League, and he quit. So I got the win there. Very nice. We were just on an absolute tear with this team. Okay, terrible lead there. I bring in my Grumpig to combat his Primeape. I eat the first Shadow Ball. I am able to get off a Dynamic Punch. Let's see what he opts to do. He blocks. Okay, that's fine. Now, do I shield? Do I go? I think I can get one more move off here. He swaps into a Dusknoir. I'm going to use the Shadow Ball. Let's see if he blocks. He now has no shields left, and now I have Furret into his Dusknoir, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not the shield despite the dynamic punch because I know his quick moves are not going to do much of anything to me. I actually let this go. This was silly. It turned out to be good, but the shadow punch doesn't do too much damage, and I'm able to full farm down, and I have a Swift ready for his Primeape. That should take care of business. Very good. Como-O with the shield against a Flyer, which is not good. Here's your Gligar. Okay. First move Aerial Ace, but I do save the shield for our next one. I'm going to be able to get off two Dragon Claws and secure this win here. Okay. There's the shield. Okay. High IQ, baby. Takes him down despite the attack rising. Dusclops into my Furret. He swaps Furret to Furret. Okay. Here's the Trailblaze. I managed this one way differently than I did the first time around when we did this. I bring in Como to really farm up. Nothing Furret has is going to, take off too much damage from me, although his attack stat is raised. Now this Swift is going to take a decent chunk, but I do have a ton of energy to go into his next decision here. Dragon Claw into the Dusclops. It's not going to be close to get too full, unfortunately, but remember I have Furret. Furret can sucker punch this down, and Furret can take any punch that this Dusky throws. So now he brings in his Lapras, which is kind of crazy. Not really sure the play there. I guess maybe just playing the bulk, but I am able to shield, get off two Trailblazers here. I'm sorry, the second move was a Swift. Okay, no shields left. I bring in Grumpig with the shield advantage. I can eat one Sparkling Oreo, which I do here. Skull Bash, okay, no problem. He brings in Dusclops. Get ready for it. It is Shadow Ball time. See you later. And then I bring in my Grumpig to Dynamic Punch this Lapras out of the match. Good game. Now here is my Furret going up against this Grumpig. Okay, Sucker Punch doing some decent damage. I know I just have to protect against the Dynamic Punch, but that's okay. I could even two-shield this if I want and just load up the energy. Yep, that's exactly what I do here. Good. Now he brings in his Primeape. I switch into my Grumpig quick. Now his Rage Fist is going to hurt. Can I get to one move first? It's going to be close. It's going to be close. He brings me down all the way, but now I have two Swifts that I can get off into this Primeape. He blocks, and then this one should take him out, which is great. I have the shield advantage going into Como in the back. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No shield advantage here. One more Swift. Let's get it off. And then I believe I quick swap into Como. Yes. Okay, let's see what he has. Shadow Ball is going to take off half my health. Can I get off a move? Brick Break. Oh, but he catches it with his Grumpig. Oh, unfortunate, unfortunate. He's going to get to that move. Can these Sucker Punches take him out? And it does. I Sucker Punch him down for another win. Yeah, this team is incredible. Okay, this match was tough. Vigoroth into Furret. Okay, I quick swap into my Grumpig. He brings in a Drifloon. I go with the Shadow Ball. I'm not even going for the bait. I can't take that risk. So I do get wiped, and ultimately, am I going to be able to get off a second move? Yes, a Dynamic Punch, but look at what the Dynamic Punch does. Nothing. So he's got a lot of energy here. I can eat the first. It's going to lower my attack stat, which is annoying, but he actually has two. So I'm going to block the second. Okay, no, irregardless, it's going to hurt. Here, we're going to go back-to-back Swift moves here, totally charged up against this Typhlosion. I switch into Como. I am going to block when in reality I didn't necessarily need to do that. But he got off two anyways. Two would probably take me. So I am able to farm, take him down. And let's see. I'm unable to get to the Brick Break. Vigoroth comes in with the Body Slam. And then they quick swap into Drifloon. And this was just really well played by the opponent. They did a good job. That I will be able to take out the Drifloon here with Swift and a Sucker Punch. But not enough health to take out this pretty healthy and shield advantage Vigoroth. So Dragonair lead, this is not a bad matchup for me. Okay, I'm going to go for that Trailblaze to really charge up. He's going to use that Aqua Tail. It takes off a little more than I would have liked, but that's okay. Trailblaze here. Very nice, ramping the attack stat up, gets to my Swift before he gets to his charge move, and I'm going to be able to steal a shield from him. Now, I was in a weird indecisive play. Body Slam, no problem. I wasn't sure if Dragonair had dragon attacks, but okay. Brings in a Jellicent into these Dragon Claws. Let's see if I can get off a second. I think he tries to, oh no, he doesn't try to overfarm. But I am going to block the first, and now I'm going to really try and get as much off as I can. Serperior comes in. I'm going to two-shield and just use my... I saved those, actually. Flip the Grumpig. I'm now disadvantaged on the shield. But... see if Grumpig can pull up the impossible. Shadow Ball right here into the Serperior. It is blocked. We are now even in shield. I have a ton of energy in the back with that Como O. Aerial Ace is going to take out my Grumpig. Come back to Como O with the two charge moves. Dragon Claw, let's see. Okay, almost there. Quick swap into Furret. His Jellicent is going to take me out, but can I get this done? Okay. Here's the Dragon Claw into this Jellicent. Takes him out. And can I get to one more? Oh, I don't even need it. I take out the Superior for a win. Okay. Good lead here. Dusknoir into my Furret. I'm able to Sucker Punch. Now, I need to start blocking this Dynamic Punch because it takes out so much energy, so much health. All right. I could double Swift this Miltank. Annoying. Oh, I opt to switch into Grumpig here to try and get to the Dynamic Punch. Right. He did switch. So I want to lock him into this battle. Maybe I can get two Dynamic Punches off. One at the very least. There it is. Takes him out completely. Dusknoir comes in. Can I get to a charge move? No. I'm going to let this through. Okay. And this is just the playback of that Serperior. He swaps into Serperior. I swapped into Como. See, I shouldn't have used that. That lost me the match. You're going to see. But that lost me the match using the Trailblaze instead of the Swift there. I'm going to block the Aerial Ace. I can eat one, but I want to get off both of these charge moves into the Superior. See if I can bait him into a both shields. He does use both shields. I can eat one. I tried to go for the swap. I didn't catch it. And now Dustor comes in. He's going to take out my Como. But can I Shadow Punch him down? Look how close I am at the in this end game. If I used Snip Swift originally, I would have gotten that charge move. Okay, Drudagon. Ooh, another dragon. Weird dragons are going to be good. Okay, Dragon Claw, no problem. I'm able to full farm down. Yeah, I took a beating, but that is okay. I know that the Furret matchup against that Skeledirge is a good one for me. And I can get to a Dragon Claw right here. Okay, good. Let's see if I can chip him one more time. Very nice. Another Dragon Claw. That one is blocked. Now I get into the Sucker Punches. Towards Song takes out about half my health. Can I work this down? Oh, ton of energy here. Into a Swift. He has Flygon. Okay. Another, not so great against Furich here either. And I quick swap into my Grumpig. He quits. Dragapult. Okay. Quick swap into my Como-O, which he responds with a swap into his Primate. Rage Fist is going to hurt. Okay. I'm trying to get as much beat down as I possibly can here. Okay. Rage Fist blocked. Let's get into that Dragon Claw. Make your decision, sir. He blocks. Okay. Can I get him? Yes. Okay. Simultaneous knockdown. We are dead even, and I have the advantage in this first matchup. Furt into a Dugong, no problem for me either. Trailblaze here. That's going to up my attack stat at the very least. Very good. Okay. And let's see. Drill Run. Okay. Not bad. It didn't lower my attack, so that's good. Here's Swift. This should take out the Dugong, no problem. Blocked. Okay, good. Now into my Grumpig. Dragapult does not. I don't know. Maybe he does now, but that was pretty bad because he just got shadow balled into the dirt and he's going to quit. Good game. Clodsire into my first. Okay, Furret. Let's get this Trailblaze off, up the attack stat, and then start to chip on this Clodsire. Okay, Sludge Bomb's going to do some damage. I think he gets her second one here before I do. Yep, okay. So I do end up shielding. Okay, and let's see. Do I chip this? Yeah, okay. Into a double charge Swift. Blocked. Okay, and now I get to my second. I don't believe he blocks this one. Yep, he lets it go. Okay, good. Now into a Lapras. Let's see. Can I get to the Trailblaze? Yes, I can. He's going to have a decision to make. Okay. And I quick swap into my Grumpig to try and get off that Dynamic Punch, knowing that he does not have any answer. And now he brings in his Jellicent. I get off the beautiful Shadow Ball. I am going to use my block, knowing that I can chip this down, build up energy to go into this Lapras and take him out completely. Very good. Okay, he's going to get off that Sparkling Aria, no problem. Skull Bash takes me out, but he forgot I have Como. Okay. Next matchup, Cordilli, annoying as always. Okay, I'm trying to get to that Trailblaze to boost the attack as this guy lowers it with the Rock Tomb. Okay, so here's my Trailblaze. That is going to up my attack stat. Not going to do any damage, but okay, and I get to a Swift. Not quite there just yet. I'm going to let that Rock Tomb through, but leaves a Sliver. I am able to get this Swift off. He's got a decision to make. He does eat it into my Grumpig here. I can do my best to charge up as much energy as possible. He is going to take down my attack stat a little bit. Now I bring in Como-O into his Kingdra. I use one block. I'm going to have a charge, and I have charge moves ready for Grumpig as well. Okay, what is he going to bring next? What is he going to bring next? He brings in a Tentacruel. I'm going to start going off with these Dragon Claw. Okay, that would be the first. Let's see, do I get to the second? No, I do not. Oh, we're in trouble here, folks. Okay, I kind of needed to get to multiple charge attacks there. And Dynamic Punch, that is going to be blocked. He brings in his Cordilli. I'm going for another Dynamic Punch here. That will take him out, but just not quite enough there. For it into a Dugong here, I'm using Trailblaze to start up the attack stat. Let's see if he opts to use Icy Wind or he goes for a Drill Run. Icy Wind doesn't do too much damage. It will drop the attack back to where it was. I go for a second Trailblaze because I'm a psycho, and that takes him down quite nicely. I am going to shield, knowing that if he has something that is going to get beat up by a Sucker Punch, I'm going to be completely ready for it. Okay, he brings in his Cordilli here. I have two Swifts against this Cordilli. Let's see if he opts to block or not. He blocks the first, and now I get the second Swift off. That is going to hit for nothing. Here's my Como into his Credilli. He brings in a Claydol, which is annoying, but I'll go Dragon Claw, and I'm going to do my best to work him down completely here. Very nice. Come on, can I get one more? I do opt to block here, knowing that Scorching Sands or Ice Punch. Ice Punch would really be the one that destroys me here. Um, but I'm gonna. Can I get this final? Yes, I farm him down completely, and now I go into the Dragon Claw on this Credilli. That's gonna chip some more, and I have a full Grumpig against this Credilli here. This will lower the attack stat with the Rock Tomb, but if I can get to one Dynamic Punch, I'm fine no matter what, and that is exactly what happens here. So awesome job. This team is phenomenal. I'm so excited. I'm rushing up the ranks here. I started this a couple weeks ago at 1992. I'm now well above that. I'm in the 2300s, and I'm really looking forward to the next week with this team. We're going to put in some serious work. So, um, 23. I love to see it. This is awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys soon. I hope you're enjoying my grind for Legend, and I appreciate you watching. If you would, please press that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of this journey.